Okay, so I'm here with my man George Guimarães, who feels the pain as much as I of working with clients while other people get the credit for the open source work. So he's co-founder of Plataforma Tech.
Yeah, that's right.
Works with a well-known José Valim. As I work aside some of the people that claim to be famous, but we do all the hard work. So do you have fun in this RailsConf?
Yeah, I had a great deal of fun, met a lot of new people. There's some that I already knew at the RailsConf, the RailsConf actually in Brazil, but now I've met a whole new gang of people here, which is pretty great. Fun.
You've been in business with Plataforma Tech for a year and a half.
Year and a half.
How did it started? How is it going?
Okay, so we had an idea of building a product, but that didn't go so well because we tried to get funding for that, but we couldn't. So we were like, oh, okay. So we're pretty good at this, at building applications using Rails. We get a lot of people asking us to do that, to do web applications for them. So well, come on, let's start a company to do that. So Plataforma Tech was born.
This work, José is doing in the open source is sort of a strategy for you. Does it give you some exposure? How do you see it? Is it working okay? Is it as you as a company expect it to be?
Okay, José, his work at Rails 3 is actually some kind of... we use that as marketing for us. So, for example, when a client, okay, but do you know this stuff? This Rails stuff? We say, of course, we have one of our founders is a RailsConf member. If there's anyone in Brazil who can claim that he knows this stuff, it's him. And obviously, by extension, it is.
Yeah.
So he works very well for us. Obviously, we joke a lot about this because he gets the credit, he does the fun work, and we do the hard work doing building the client's apps.
And how is it going? How do you see the community? How do you see Rails 3? Are you already using them? I know you have a bunch of plugins and stuff you're working on. Which are the coolest things you're working on right now?
Well, all of our jams works right now with Rails 3. You just check it out at github.com/plataforma tech. And actually, our clients are using it yet. We are in our internal projects, building stuff, trying new things. But when the release candidates this is ready, I think people in Brazil, everywhere in the world, will be using more and more Rails because the API will be stable, so they can jump in and not fear about sudden changes. But I think Rails 3 is going to be like another step into much more stable and kind of Rails has proven itself already. So a lot of companies are switching from Java to Rails because of its productivity, and Rails 3 is going to be a marketing phase. I don't know. It's like a brand. It's a whole new Rails coming out, better Rails, better routers, better REM. So it's going to be great, I think.
You're also part of a team that builds RESTfully. How did it started? Why it was needed? And how at what stage is that project right now?
Okay, in the beginning of the year, one of our clients were doing, they needed to build a series of APIs for several servers, several applications, and they were trying to search for a solution for how to do that. And then RESTfully came. Up that moment, I thought Rails was RESTful. I thought that because we had RESTful routes, pretty URIs, but actually I learned that Rails is not RESTful. It's in the right path, but it lacks some of the stuff that builds RESTful applications. And so RESTfully is attempting to do that, to bring a new content to this, a new hypermedia link, like hypermedia links to this to Rails. So you can build RESTful APIs to glue it's like a glue between different systems. You have, you can have the systems inside your company or even outside, consuming those web services from different points.
Okay, I have a question for from the audience. They're asking me if Plataforma Tech is planning to hire Fabio now that he is not working more for local web.
Okay, no, Fabio has a great job to do. It's evangelize. We should I don't know how. We should give him money for him to continue to do this job, to support the Ruby community, the Agile community. It's also a part of our ecosystem. We should do that, all of us, all the South Americans. We should gather money to pay Fabio's salary.
What are your expectations for the RailsConf in Brazil, RubyConf in Brazil? How do you see it? How many people do you expect? Is it as big as this one here in Baltimore?
There's been some changes because the last 2 years the event was kind of far from the downtown of São Paulo. This year it's going to be right at the heart of the city, next to the Paulista Avenue, and so there'll be a lot of things going on. We can hang out with people in bars and even parties at night, and I think it's going to be great because there'll be I think there should be more people going to the event. The event has been growing every year. So I think last year was kind of 600 people. This year should be even more. And since the event is going to be at the heart of São Paulo, I think people will come more and see how Rails is and how it can help people.
Okay, thanks, George. Beautiful interview. Keep up the good work. We think Plataforma Tech is doing great. So go on that path, and hopefully we get some recognition, more recognition that we deserve at some point.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
Thanks to all of you guys and people from Uruguay. See the example from Santiago and try to use Rails, try to help this community. See you.
Thanks.